So a hat-trick of wins for the Black Caps after beating England, you may say in quite comprehensive style, Netherlands comfortably. This also a comfortable 8-wicket win.
I mean, let's be fair, it was never in doubt.
It was never in doubt.
Even though the match trudged along at a snail's pace, it was never in doubt.
Yeah, 245 was well below par because Lockie Ferguson's 3 wickets plus some good backup from Bolt, from Santner and all of them ensured that despite Mushfiqur Rahim's 66, 40 from Shakib Al Hasan and Mehmadullah, 245 was not going to be enough. And
Never.
Okay, this wasn't a typical Chennai wicket like what we saw in the India versus Australia game. In the India versus Australia game, you saw that it was a rank turner.
Yeah.
Daytime, but in the night time it just eased off. Here, stroke making became difficult as the game progressed.
Correct.
Typical Chennai of the 90s and the 2000s. But Bangladesh's spinners, who could actually flourish in these conditions, could not make any inroads.
And the advantage they had was that New Zealand knew the target.
Yep.
They knew they didn't need to panic. They just needed to keep their heads and play sensible cricket, and that's exactly what happened.
And that is why a wonderful 78 on return from Kane Williamson and a very good 89 from Daryl Mitchell.
I think it was credit to these two who made batting look easy today.
Yes.
They want, so I think, when they started out to bat, of course it took them time to adjust to the slowness of the track, but once both of them got used to it, you could see Mitchell dancing down the track, you could see Kane Williamson going for some sweeps as well. At times he just took his leg out of the way and just guided the ball past the keeper behind his back. So again, very smart play I would say, but the both of them took their time, both weren't racing through or anything like that. In fact, if you take a look at the strike rates as well, won't suggest that either of them were in a hurry or let's say made the mistake, let's say that possibly you could say Australia were making the other day, which is going hard at the ball. Nobody was trying, none of these two were trying too hard. They're just waiting for the bad delivery punished. Strike rotation was the key, and obviously when you've got Kane Williamson in the middle, you're not too worried about strike rotation, right?
The other advantage they had was that they bided their time. See, if you look at, I think Daryl Mitchell, his strike rate looks much better in hindsight because in the end he had a few lusty blows, but they waited for the spinners to be done with. They played out the spinners, knowing full well that once the pacers came on, unless you had, and I think that's one reason why Lockie Ferguson was given the man of the match, is because on a deck that had nothing for pacers, he was troubling Bangladesh with just nothing but raw pace.
I mean, and also look, if I have to highlight one particular ball that Shane has just said in that spell, that one short ball that he bowled to Tuskin just rose up from this absolute deck track. And because of, and further if you have to say, knowing the target and everything, you yourself and even Shane and even we admired one shot, Kane Williamson dancing just effortlessly.
By the way, he did it twice.
Yes.
Twice he came down the track. All he was looking was to just lob the ball. He was just looking for, that lofted shot. He knew where the fielders were placed, and that's the hallmark of an experienced campaigner.
The hallmark, I would even further add, immaculately how he manages to find the gap each and every time. That kind of lofted shot, whether he does it over extra cover or wide long on, he manages to penetrate the gaps. And Daryl Mitchell, I mean, Shane is right in stating that, okay, in hindsight, he hit some lusty blows. But you saw when he came and he tried to take on.
It was not there. It was not there for the hitting.
Yes, the pitch, that is why this pitch was not that conducive to stroke play.
At all.
And because of that, you see, on any other day, this was Daryl Mitchell's day, but in any other day, he could have holed out straight to long off.
He could have holed out off his very first ball.
Yes.
At 6, it didn't look like a comfortable shot at all. He was, in many ways, lucky. It kind of just about cleared the rope. But I think at that point only he knew, no, not the pitch to be trying this.
He tried, and even one more shot, even towards the fag end. I mean, he tried to loft Mehdi Hassan, but the top-edged slog swing, but then it just didn't come. Tuskin misjudged the catch and he dropped it. Every single time he tried to go for the lofted shot, this pitch was just not giving him that assistance, which is why 89 of 67.
It's actually a very good knock.
It's a tribute to his determination.
See, again, two things will always stand out when you talk about this Daryl Mitchell innings. One, of course, is the fact that he was trying too hard to begin with, as you gentlemen just pointed out. Second, the fact that he had to recalibrate, he had to reassess where he was going wrong and perhaps take a note or two from what Kane Williamson was doing at the other end. I'm pretty sure Kane would have told him to not go after the ball as much as he was. Just see it out, wait, punish only the bad deliveries and you will be good. Exactly. It was only when New Zealand were assured of a comfortable win and the bowlers were really starting to bowl some loose ones right towards the end. After, let's say, the 38th, 39th over mark, where you could see that the victory is sealed by a stretch. Only then did we start to see those aggressive strokes from Daryl Mitchell. Also, by then he'd played good 55-60 odd delivery. It was only those bulk of runs, by the way, from Daryl Mitchell, as far as giving that push to the strike rate is concerned, came just in the last 10 balls. Go ahead and check that.
And that is the reason why he averages close to 47. In ODIs, Daryl Mitchell has been a revelation for New Zealand. He's given you that stability, and remember, you have Glenn Phillips and Tom Latham also to fall back on. And add Chapman and Santner to the mix.
And that's a very deep
batting lineup.
Very, very capable batting lineup.
And remember, today Will Young had to go out because Rachin Ravindra, you had to slot back in Williamson.
That after he got you runs in the second
and I don't think
but that was bound to happen.
I don't think Ravindra was getting dropped for the very simple reason that the spin factor also comes into play. Because if you have to bring him out, then that means somehow having to accommodate Sodhi, which I don't see happening unless, to be fair, it could have happened today, but I think they went with the safer option of ensuring that they didn't have only 2 pacers.
I think you might see that option because New Zealand's next game is also in Chennai.
Now you might.
But then in Afghanistan in Chennai.
Oh, yes.
Very
2 games.
2
games.
New Zealand.
By the way, that'll be a good contest. I think Afghanistan spinners would really want to fancy their chances. And look to cause that 1 upset, 2 upsets that we definitely think that this Afghanistan team has the potential to cause.
They can. But remember, there is a whole lot of positive things to look about when you're a New Zealand fan. Okay, today again you won with 7.1 overs to spare, 8 wickets, but the conditions were brutal. Shakib was feeling the cramps, Williamson and Mitchell. And imagine he's coming from Bangladesh.
Different reasons. Williamson had to work, but there you saw even those who are experienced campaigners, those who've been in the IPL here before, which is why Daryl Mitchell, hats off to you for sticking it out over there for the longest time and ensuring that you don't just take your team past the finish line, but also weather those conditions. Multiple players getting cramps, never a good sign. Always tells you that the conditions out there are indeed difficult. So to everyone, in fact, all those 22 players that took the field today, hats off.
But there is a cause for worry in Kane Williamson.
He's coming back from 1 month-long injury and then took an absolute blow on
the left thumb. The left thumb. What happened was that a fielder had a shy at the bowlers and Williamson was anyway out. Had that ball hit the stumps, he was out. But then what happened? It missed the stumps. It hit him flush on his left thumb that was holding the bat. So it got wedged between the bat and that ball. And that's why Williamson, I think normally he doesn't retire out in these kind of situations, but he had to.
I think 2 reasons. One,
he wants to preserve himself as a tournament.
Precaution. 1, precaution. 2, the win was sealed.
Exactly.
It wasn't a situation where you need your captain to bat it out regardless of what amount of pain he was going through. The victory was well within distance. Second was the fact that you're looking at a big tournament. He's missed 2 games. He returned for the 3rd one, but you want him. Remember, New Zealand have been blessed in many ways to have gotten a very, very ideal run-in as far as this World Cup is concerned. They play Afghanistan next. Look at the team that they've played till now. They've played Netherlands, they've played Bangladesh
and now Afghanistan.
They've now played Afghanistan.
I remember doing
Bangladesh.
I remember doing their SWOT analysis and going over their schedule. It's definitely one of the more favorable run-ins. And again, see, that is luck of the draw. You can't change that. But it does give you that advantage if you get those wins early on. Later on, you don't have that pressure. Ask Aussie fans right now how they'd be feeling.
Look at Australia right now. They've lost to India, South Africa anyway. They've got a tough run.
And they've got, forget Sri Lanka. That's the next game. But they face Pakistan after that. That is a banana peel of epic proportions for them. Because, see, Sri Lanka is also a tricky assignment. Remember, Ekana, if they don't judge their spinners well, and remember, spin has been Australia's kryptonite.
Yeah, it has been.
It can backfire for them. And also, if you look at it, Pakistan, man, if they beat India, God forbid tomorrow, they'll have that extra gear when they face Australia.
And I think, to be fair, Pakistan, they do have that ability, let's say, to be mercurial. Let's say they have that tendency. I won't call it an ability, but they do have that. So even if they lose to India, you never know, they might just run up and say, no, let's beat Australia.
Yes, that's the thing.
They do that.
I only have one word to say for Bangladesh who will take the comments. Again, they are top order. Again, it fails. You need Shakib and Mushfiqur and Mahmudullah, those three who have been there for over half a decade to bail you out. Now, I shudder to think if Shakib, Mushfiqur and Mahmudullah all go at the same time.
And it will happen.
Yes,
it will happen around the
Shakib
same
has
time.
given us timeline.
Exactly, 25 Champions Trophy, he said, right?
That's it.
So you're looking at just about 1.5 year more of cricket from Shakib Al Hasan. Mushfiqur, anyway, he too could, hang up his boots. And these things matter. People that you play around, once they start to move out of the system, regardless of your fitness levels, regardless of how you feel about the game, that thought does come into your mind.
Yeah, and remember, if Shakib goes, you are potentially losing about 4,000, 5,000 runs plus 250 wickets.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're losing.
What a massive void that will be.
And also a safe fielder.
And a captain, and quite a decentish captain, I may say.
And right now, of course, he's a reluctant captain, but that also came about due to the whole Tamim fiasco.
So that's why Nazmul, Litton, they all have to step up, but when?
And actually, I would say more so than Litton, who's actually been always hit or miss throughout his career. I'm expecting more from the likes of Mehdi Hassan Miraz and Najmul Hussain Shanto.
Yes.
Because again, both of them showed that they have the ability to do that. But if you need to go from good players to great players, then it needs to be done with far more consistency.
And Shanto, after the good Asia Cup that
kind of faltered.
That injury again came at the wrong time.
Which got cut short because of the injury. It's been difficult for him to bounce back.
I mean, look at your future. I mean, if you look at it, total of just 53 runs in the top 4.
Exactly.
That is your major. And Bangladesh, yet again, been in the World Cup for over 2 decades now. They still can't find that mojo.
They still can't find that consistency which is needed to even make them, let's say, top 5, 6. Never mind top 4.
So that's why, because of this, New Zealand are on top of the table. 3 out of 3. A hat-trick of wins for them. South Africa
They
second.
go up top, by the way. They're top.
They could soon be joined by either India or Pakistan tomorrow. Because that's the game we are going to build up to shortly. But let's take some comments
on this particular match.
Yeah, on this match. Daryl Mitchell is the unsung hero. Shreyansh Pudipatti saying last. Absolutely. I mean, he's been a key asset for New Zealand.
And his evolution, the way he's evolved.
Because he was seen as something of a
T20 dasher.
Yes.
He's really evolved.
But test matches, ODIs, he's simply been sublime.
I think test matches he was held by, I think once De Grandhomme kind of moved apart because he took more or less that same role. Someone who can bat aggressively, give you a few overs here or there. So yeah, he's done well. No two ways about it. Zeus with an interesting prediction. I'm sure that's not your real name. Says that New Zealand versus South Africa for World Cup final.
It'll be a good day for cricket. I mean, you'll have a first-time winner ever.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, New Zealand South Africa World Cup final is much more practical in rugby, not so much in cricket. By the way, which will happen tomorrow for rugby fans. Key game, New Zealand Ireland. The All Blacks might crash out. South Africa are taking on the hosts.
Imagine. So, scroll down.
Tripti Dimri, Chepauk and Lucknow pitches are bowler friendly. Are they really?
Of the 10 venues, I would say Chepauk, Lucknow. I'm with you, Tripti Dimri over there.
I think Lucknow small sample size. Let's wait.
We'll have to wait of whatever we've seen. I think the third track you could name over there is Hyderabad. That's it. There is some sort of assistance at first.
For spinners.
First match, let's not
Maybe you haven't seen Mumbai yet. Maybe Mumbai could have that red soil.
No.
Mumbai,
you're getting batting friendly tracks.
A bit of early assistance.
Interesting though, as I think it was
Kolkata
who was pointing it out here. I think it was Rajdeep who was pointing it out here. That
but you have the ingredients.
You have the ingredients exactly.
But what sort of dish you cook up? I think you're getting.
But I doubt. You seeing 400s being scored in Delhi, which is the last stadium, you would have thought you'd get a 400 plus total. If that can happen here,
exactly. Or maybe you may say Kolkata.
Even Kolkata, I think in recent years has been very much on the batter friendly side. It's not been the same, dare I say, since 2014-15. 14-15 you'd have slow pitches. Not since.
Sanket Joshi, I'm happy, man. Yep, I'm very, very happy that Kane has at least got that form. He's at least still having that ability to ensure he rotates the strike, running well, by the way, because the knee injury, running in those brutal conditions. I am very happy.
Let's put it this way, that it didn't appear as if he was coming back from an injury.
7 months?
Didn't appear so at all.
That's why those warm-up knocks that he played were really crucial in easing him in.
And Shakin PS also points out something similar, saying New Zealand, South Africa, with this time South Africa winning and taking revenge for 2015.
I mean, I did feel bad for the South Africans.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, imagine that team. Hashim Amla, AB de Villiers,
Morne Walker,
Dave Steyn, Dave Faf du Plessis, they never won the World.
All of those. It'll be interesting if Grant Elliott makes it to that to the stadium for that match.
But I think, I thought the 2015 World Cup semi wasn't heartbreaking. The 2019 final.
Oh yeah.
And also 1999 World Cup semi-final was much
reaching
more.
the final itself will be a huge achievement for South Africa. Let's not.
And also New Zealand. Because remember,
at least
both teams start the World Cup well, but they taper off towards the
New
final.
Zealand now know what it is to be in a final.
Exactly. South Africa don't, by the way. Can we go down, Shivam?
So that New Zealand know what it's like to be in two finals.
Yeah, two finals. Yep.
Okay,
Shakin's only
yeah,
like a railway announcer.
Taken ownership of the comment section.
Yep. Like a railway announcer. Taranang. Abhishek Singh. As if Shakib and others won any tournament for Bangladesh. Actually, multi-nation tournaments in their entire history, they only won once. And that too featured Zimbabwe and Afghanistan.
Exactly.
That is the level of success that they've had in
He's
multi-nation
right. He's saying
events.
they do seem destined right now to be something in future, and been hearing this since '96. That's true, actually. With your
True, Abhishek.
cricket hasn't kicked on. In fact, dare I say, they've kind of now are in some danger of falling behind the likes of an Afghanistan or even, dare I say, an Ireland.
They have already fallen behind Afghanistan. Why? They've lost a series, a test series and an ODI series to them.
Exactly. Imagine losing a test series.
And in Bangladesh.
You know what, tests always have this one funny thing. This is one stat which you would believe is true, but actually is. Stuart Broad has played more test matches than Bangladesh.
Yeah, of course.
And that's despite the fact that he made his debut about 7 years after Bangladesh.
He would have made his debut, what, 2007, 8?
6, 7.
Yeah.
Bangladesh
started in 2000.
2001.
2000. Yep. When Ganguly and Dravid and all, whether Sachin Tendulkar, Manjurul Islam Rana hit 140 on debut.
Imagine.
And that too, Bangladesh got an invitation, and who approved it? It was Jammu and Dalmia. So that's why. And I think that's about it.
Just go all the way down. We'll see if
I think if there are any other comments, one more comment or
Let's
anything.
say something interesting.
Ronak Prusti is saying my prediction for World Cup semi-finals: India, New Zealand, South Africa, Pakistan.
I think it's very early still.
So he's taken out England and Australia.
Yeah, I still think it's very early to make any semis predictions.
Yep.
I'll say, let's put it this way: wait till your 5 matches in.
Yep.
Because right now, again, New Zealand
Stop somewhere.
New Zealand do have, of course, as I said, the easier fixtures they've started off with. Not taking anything away from how they thrashed England, that was good.
Yep.
But they've had 2 easy fixtures. Same with Pakistan, for that matter. And Australia also have had 2 very tough fixtures to start with.
Yeah.
So it's very contrasting fortunes there.
Yep.
I say still give it time. But I think the good thing is that for the race for the top 4, you've got at least 6 teams competing.
Yeah.
Which
Already.
is a good thing. Yeah.
Sharan Vinakota, about Hafiz, let's not get into that. See, you get the pitch, you have to play well on that pitch. As simple as that. If you make the pitch as an excuse, I'm sorry, then it is not happening. But Nobby was saying, the law of averages could catch up with the Indian team. It could be 7-1 tomorrow. Okay.
Who knows?
Turning your attention to the last 2 minutes for this. Tomorrow it's the grand day, India versus Pakistan.
It's so grand that you have a pre-match show and a mid-inning show.
And for all you fans who are saying, oh, we are backing Virat, we are backing only Virat, please look behind Shane. There is a Rohit jersey. Here, there is a Virat jersey. We love every player.
Yeah.
It's just that we didn't have those jerseys available. What?
And if you know anything about these jerseys right now, they're about as hard to get a hold of as match tickets.
Exactly. So that is why. But Shreyansh Pudipetti, why nobody's talking about David Malan? We have talked about David Malan.
Exactly.
And that is the reason why. So,
anyway,
tomorrow is the
big day.
The day.
What do you want to call it? Biggest rivalry, fiercest rivalry, mother of all battles.
It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
It is gonna be epic. We hope we get a feisty contest, a fiery contest tomorrow. Good game of cricket. Yes, Siddharth, go on.
You're gonna get lots and lots of updates from Ahmedabad Ground Zero itself. All our Eagles have landed there and have been
Eagles have landed.
Yep.
But we hope it's the Indians who conquer.
Yes, I mean, see, everybody's hearing that stat 7-0, 7-0. Can it be 8-0?
Babar Azam, by the way, today went ahead and said something that Mahendra Singh Dhoni had said a long while back. That these stats are meant to be broken at some point. These stats will be broken. Mahendra Singh Dhoni said it all those years back. That question was posed to Babar Azam today. He was told that Pakistan teams never lost never won against India in the World Cup setting 7-0 as he very maturely says that.
Do check out all the videos that we have done about the build-up. There's also inputs from Sunil Gavaskar, Suresh Raina, Robin Uthappa. Everybody has given their verdict.
Robbie joins us tomorrow as well.
Yep.
So will Sunny G. So will Suresh. So yeah, you know your one-stop destination, not just for this match, but this whole World Cup and beyond the game of cricket as well. So for now,
the greatest rivalry starting in the next, you may say 15 hours. Next 15 hours, T minus 15 hours.
Yeah, 14.
No, 14.
16.
1 o'clock, no?
1 o'clock. We'll begin at 1
begin,
o'clock.
Yeah. T minus 15 hours. It starts. Bye bye. See you.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam, Nandri. That's